Garren Lambley from Sport 24 is with us, as well as our Frenchie Bob the Bulldog, and he's with us as well. This is the first time he's presenting sport with me.
Absolutely.
So you might have to explain a few things for us. Morning and welcome to eXpresso. Big weekend in PE, the first time that the Blitzbokke are there for the sevens, and the excitement is mounting. My cousins who are based in PE are all ready. They've got their kit. They've been getting ready the whole week. The whole school is ready that they're in. So it's going to be a fun, festive time.
I can imagine, you know, fever building, like you say, for a couple of weeks now at the Nelson Mandela Bay Stadium. Used to be in George. They've moved it across this year. The Blitzbokke themselves, I've got high hopes for them this weekend. You know, in the first two tournaments in Australia and Dubai, they struggled a little bit, especially in Dubai. They looked really good on the first day, then they lost badly on day two, eventually lost in the plate final to Australia.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, this weekend, they've been drawn against Canada in the first game, then against Kenya, but they face Australia in their final pool game at about 20-9 on Saturday. That's going to be a key game because if they come second in their group, meaning they lose to Australia, they've got to play the winner of the New Zealand-France group. You know, France on paper haven't been the strongest sevens team, but last week in Dubai, they actually made it all the way to the final, eventually losing to England. So they're a bit of an unknown quantity. Obviously, if you get drawn against New Zealand, they're always a strong side in sevens. Haven't had the greatest year to date, but I expect them to bounce back. They've traditionally had great support down in the Eastern Cape. So should be a fantastic weekend. If you can get there, do so. You won't be disappointed.
And we've even got a Springbok jersey, a Blitzbokke jersey for Bob. We're going to put it on a bit later, of course. Then today's the final of the One Day Cup.
It is, yeah, at Newlands.
Yeah, in Newlands.
Starts at 3 o'clock. It's a bit of a Proteas trial match, if you like. The Cape Cobras, who dominated the 50-over game this season, their team is laden with Protea players. They've got Graham Smith, Dale Steyn, Jacques Cullis, Mark Boucher. The list goes on and on.
Everyone is in that team.
It's more a case of who do they get to leave out. Yeah. The Warriors, they had to beat the Knights in a semi-final. They did so. They're obviously the visitors. They themselves have a very strong-looking bowling lineup, in particular with Johan Buerta, Mackay Ntini perhaps playing in his final ODI domestic final. They've got Rusty Turan. They've got Wayne Parnell. They've also got Colin Ingram, who's the leading run scorer in the tournament this year. Should be a fantastic game. The weather looks good for this afternoon. Traditionally at Newlands, you like to bat first and defend. It's difficult batting a bit at night as the dew comes in. Should be a great game. Only a handful of tickets again available for that match. So get down to Newlands if you can. And
who are you supporting this weekend in the final of the One Day Cup? Are you supporting the Warriors or the Cobras? Let us know on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. It's also been a busy soccer weekend. It's going to be a busy soccer weekend as well.
It has. Mixed fortunes for Manchester if you're a fan of either United or City.
Yes.
They both crashed out of the Champions League in midweek. United going down to Basel, very surprisingly. Man City themselves actually beat Bayern Munich, very good win there, but they still didn't do enough to go through to the next stage. So they're looking back to the English Premiership itself this weekend. United look to have an easy match on paper. They're up against Wolves at Old Trafford. They should win there. City, unfortunately perhaps for them, they're playing the Monday game at Chelsea. Now, Chelsea did go through to the next stage of the Champions League, so a tougher match for City. They've got a 5-point lead at the moment at the top of the table. I see that lead being cut to 2 points after Saturday's match, United winning that. The match has a draw written all over it at Stamford Bridge, so the gap down to perhaps 3 points after the weekend.
Well, Garren, thank you so much for joining us. I also know that the World Softball Champs have just headed to town, in Cape Town. Yes. So on Monday, we'll get all the details from the team from Sport 24 on that. If you are going to watch any of the softball games, let us know as well on our Facebook page, Expresso Morning Show, SABC3. Thanks again. Have a great sporting weekend. We'll be back after this.
Stay with eXpresso and SABC3.